Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday or beginning of your weekend. Whenever you see the video, I hope it's been a good day for you, or good evening or night. Um, Please, as you come in, hit that like button for me. To my subscribers, I thank you for your continuous support, even through this little thing I'm going through with my father and just different stuff. Thank you for still supporting me. I appreciate that greatly. I thank God for you. If you haven't subscribed and you come to my channel and you like what you hear, please subscribe. I appreciate those of you who have stopped by to look, listen, and view and subscribed. But anyway, just a quick update. I promise, hopefully I won't be before you long. When I stutter like that, it means I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Well, I'm tired because I hadn't had any rest within the past, I guess, 3 or 4 nights. Um, Physically, Daddy is doing well, as to be expected. As far as everything that I can possibly do, humanly do, he's doing great. Everything's healing nicely. Everything's fine skin. Everything's just perfect. The thing that I cannot have, I don't have any control over, or I can't help him with, is the dementia, and it's coming in little spots. Like he'll have an episode for like a day or so, or maybe a day. There have been more than a day or a day and a half, and they'll last like that, and then he'll go back to being his regular normal self. And so this time is as he gets older, or as the days go by, the dementia is starting to become more prevalent than it was before. So this past time he had 3 nights, or 3 days and 3 nights of it, and it just warmed me. I wasn't used to dealing with that on that particular level. I put it that way. Um, the odd thing with me, and the thing I don't really grasp, I guess it comes later, that even though he's totally out of it and trying to do things I know he can't do, and when he's in his right mind, he knows he can't do. He tries to do it, like get out of bed, walk, all this other stuff. He still knows my voice and he knows my name. And that's all. He just knows my voice when I say something, and then he'll call my name, so he knows that. But outside of that, this past week has been, oh my God, he just, I don't know. He couldn't, he kept wanting to leave and go home, even though he was already home in the bed. He wanted to go home and get in his bed, and he kept trying to get out in the bed. And I've wrestled with him literally 2 nights, 2 days and nights, to try to keep him in the bed, tie him down in the bed. And people said, well, did you get a hospital bed? Well, I ordered all that, but because now I guess of the coronavirus, you can't, your access to a lot of stuff is just stopped for now. So I did all that when he first started. Now what the holdup was back then, I have no idea, but it was just 2 nights of just wrestling and struggling and trying to get him to stay in the bed, don't do this, don't do this. I'm here, you're not there. And even though he still couldn't understand it, in our little mind, in my little mind, I kept trying to explain to him, maybe it'll snap him out of it if I told him this. And it just wasn't working. So by day 3, I have a cousin here. Um, she takes care of all of our bills for us. So, we just give her the bills and she pays them for us. And I called her and I told her, I said, I thought I could deal with this. I said, but I'm at my breaking point. And she said she heard it in my voice that I was about to snap. She said, I'm on my way over there, over to our house. I said, no, I just need a break. She said, I'm on my way over there to your house. So she lives probably 35 minutes to, we're 40 minutes away from where we are. She lives on the other side of town. But within 15 minutes, I heard her coming through the door, and I looked up, because I was trying to figure out who is that coming through the door, 15 minutes, and it's her. And I said, well, you must have been driving over 100. She said, yeah. She said, because I heard in your voice that you were about to snap, that you had reached a point where you needed to step back and get away. And she said, I knew if I didn't come and do something, you were going to snap. And so she herself got a chance to see. She has never seen him during one of his episodes because, like I said, it usually only lasts like a day or day and a half. And it's over with and bye-bye, we go on. But this was like 3 days. in 3 nights. So um, she sat with him and tried to talk to him, and she saw what I dealt with, what I was dealing with for 2 days. And so I just went and laid down because by that time my nerves were just shattered. And because I hadn't slept, I hadn't eaten, because I was so consumed with watching him make sure he doesn't fall off the bed, make sure he doesn't do something crazy. He was pulling the sheets off the bed. He was trying to pull his pajamas off. It was just like a continual struggle with him. So he finally came out of it day 4, slowly but surely. So here I am, day 5. I've got some rest, and I still have to do my little house duties, clothes, laundry, and all that. So I finally got that started and that done, and have a moment to sit here and talk with you guys, just to let you know what was going on. And you know, I'm hanging in there. Um, I've watched some videos, and I just got, um, I I didn't become disgusted. That's not the word. It's like I became so. It was like an extra weight. You know, it's just an extra pound of just weight that weighed me down. I said, I don't, right now, I could think I need to take a break from all that. Because, again, I don't know how I ended up in the beef section, but the beef sector. But once I started, when I first got there, it was kind of fun listening to people and all of that. And it wasn't so deep and so personal. And because I watched for a while before I actually came out of the, as y'all call it, the bushes. So I watched for a long time, different people, and I would just laugh and smile. Oh, that's funny. That's ha ha. And then, you know, it looks as if it became more intense, more personal, more stanky, if I can say that. And so I just, then when the coronavirus hit, and you know, daddy's issues was coming and all that, and you come here for that kid, whatever you got, and it was just more stuff to just weigh on you. And I said, you know, right now, I think look, I don't think anybody's ever going to really connect with anybody else on here for a while, because everybody, I don't want to use the word hate, but everybody's just snapping on everybody. So I think I'll just sit back and just watch. And then for a few days, I didn't watch. I just kind of uh, got into some reading and tried to meditate to kind of clear my thoughts and clear my mind and all of that. So it's been a struggle these past, 3 days and 3 nights. It's really been a struggle. And then I'm probably looking my age plus some at this point, but cause see, I haven't colored my beard. This is how it looks, and mustache, all that. When I don't put that little just for me and stuff on it, that's how it look. That's how it looks. So I'm still maintaining that 60. Hard, but maintaining. But anyway, there's one video I wanted you guys, if you ever get a chance to go see, by J Dot. That's the alphabet J, then alphabet DOT, J Dot. That guy did a video, and I needed that laugh. It's a video regarding false prophets. He created this song in this video, and it was the funniest thing that I have heard for quite some time. It's really funny. It's really cute. Um, I mean, he hit the nail right on the head, and I thought, I'm surprised you don't have more views on this one, because this is good. So if you guys get a chance, just check him out. I mean, many of you already know him because he mods for a lot of you, and then he's in a lot of chats, you know. But he did a video on Phi Babe and Jay Wilson, and in essence, it's about false prophets and false prophetesses and all this, and false words and lies. And I thought it was respectfully done in a way where it wasn't demeaning or anything. It was just truth. I get into the truth. I don't get into making up stuff and, you know, trying to do this. But if it's the truth, when it's right there before you, what can you say? You just accept it for what it is, because it is the truth. Somebody, I asked about one content creator because I hadn't seen him in about a week or so, and it's amazing when you ask a question about anybody, I guess, on YouTube to a certain degree, how you wonder how they're doing anything like that. People think it's for a motive that's not just out of kindness. Does that make sense? if your mindset, see, my mindset is not like a lot of people. And that doesn't make me better. I just think differently. We all think differently. We analyze things differently. Uh, I hadn't seen the Gov, Rick Reed, in over a week or so. And I was saying, I hope he's okay, because, with the coronavirus going on and all that, and then he was moving and all that. And I was asking somebody, have y'all heard from him? I said, I hope he's okay, because I know things are going on in the world. And they were telling me so and so. So I guess they had asked somebody else, and they said I wanted. Why was I asking? Did I want him? He got a love. And I told her, I said, out of genuine concern. Period. We become so jaded from being on YouTube. Our thoughts have become so jaded from our activity on YouTube. We can't see past being jaded or shaded or shading somebody. We can't see past our dislike or hatred for someone and see that some people are genuinely concerned for other people. No, I may not know any of you personally, but the contact that I've had with you have been such a one that has been a blessing to me, one that has enlightened me, encouraged me, one that has entertained me. So yes, I'm drawn to you. And if I don't see you for a while, I ask, is everything okay? I don't want to know your business, but I just want to make sure, is everything all right? Sometimes you need a break. And I understand that, but I just hadn't seen him. Nobody says the word hoe like he does. It just says me and every time. So I just hadn't seen him. And then for like a day or so, I didn't see Teresa, and I thought everything was okay with her. And then I saw her kind of in some lives, and I said, good, there she is. She's okay. I'd be concerned about the people that I watch or that I follow. I don't want to know their business. I have enough business of my own. I don't need to know the personal things about them. And I think it's one thing I'm gonna have to say that Kwani said regarding your personal business. She is not the only one who said it, but many of you have said this. But if you don't want people to attack your personal life, don't put your personal life on there. And I totally agree, because like Eminem said, they will use that against you. They will use that, Food Junkie said, they will use that information that you give against you. But let me share this with you. You can use it on me. My mother had just passed away unexpectedly. Well, what it was, she had fallen, and however long she had been on the floor, because I didn't live here at the time. My father was here. He was in the backyard doing some work, and he came and found her on the floor. So she had been there for a little while. So by the time they got her to the hospital, they found out that she had swelling in her brain, and her brain had shifted. So they had to do brain surgery on her at that point, because they didn't know what damage would have been caused to her brain and what effects that would have had on her. So what they did was they did the surgery, and then they placed her on life support. So she was on life support maybe 3 days. And the doctor finally came and talked with us and said, what do we want to do? Because at that point, we had a decision to make, to take her off the life support. And I said, fine. After we talked, my brothers and I and sisters talked, and we said, okay. And he said, now once we do that, we could take the feeding tube out and, let her go like that. I said, wait. I don't mind the life support coming out, because I know the life support is what's causing her to breathe and her heart to beat and all that. But you're not starving her to death. What person, what individual could tell you to starve your loved one to death? No. I said, we're not doing that. At the time I spoke up, everybody else was so distraught. I told them, no, you're not starving my mother to death. That's inhumane, even for you to do that to an animal. So you're not doing it to my mother. And the odd thing about that is, after they took her off life support, of course, we had to place her in hospice, because she never came out of the coma. She was in a coma. And she stayed in that coma for 4 more days after life support. But I made sure that feeding tube and all, you see what I'm saying? I made sure the feeding tube and everything that we could do to just sustain her until that time. I said, whatever God's will is, then let it be so. I said, but we're not going to starve her. So, but she did last 3 or 4 days. Well, 4 days after we had her taken off life support. And she remained in hospice until she passed. And I think she passed, like I said, 4 days later. But we were discussing that, and somebody made some kind of funny remark about it and all that kind of stuff. And the people around me at that time, they were so pissed about it. And then they got pissed with me because I didn't act upon it. I didn't curse nobody. It didn't faze me, the statement that was made, or I guess they were trying to do it to lighten the load. I'm not really sure, but it didn't push any of my buttons. Um, and they asked me why, and I said, well, we were all brought up however we were brought up, some with parents, some without. But my mother always taught us, because she never wanted us to get into any kind of unnecessary trouble or start any unnecessary drama. That's the person she was. Now, my mother, not my father, but my mother was a fighter. I'm just going to be honest with you. She came up, it was 10 of them. My mother's mother, my grandmother passed away when my mom was like 5, so I don't know no pictures. So they had to grow up kind of hard. So they grew up fighting, protecting that which was theirs. So that was in her spirit, period. Some of that passed on to us. Because on my mother's side, they'll pull a gun out you and shoot you in a second. All this back and forth y'all doing YouTube and pull up, pull up, pull up. No, they wouldn't even tell you they pulling up. They just come in, boom, and that's it. My oldest brother's like that too. He, you know, but anyway, I get into that in another video. But he's another one. He was part of a gang back in the day. I don't know if it was the Bloods or Crips, wherever it was in Los Angeles, all I can tell you, in California. But they would never tell you when you coming up and I'm going to pull up and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. No, they would just have their little meeting, whatever they're going to meet, and do their little plans, and then they go take care of business. No one ever knew it beforehand. They just did it. So all that YouTube stuff, I don't get in. I'm coming. You have your door locked? I know you're going to do none of all that talk. But anyway, I didn't get angry because my mom always said, everybody, what you don't think about it as a child, everybody has a right to their opinion, whether it's negative, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's hate. She said, everybody, she said, even you. She said, but never allow another person's words regarding anybody in your family. Because at that time, a lot of us, because of our racial backup and because of how we were brought up, and my grandparents, great-great-grandparents and all, they had their own farm and stuff. There were different things we had to be taught because we had to learn some things. My oldest brother stayed in trouble because he fought. You say anything, even look at him funny, he was ready to fight you. So she just had to instill that in us, until they hit you or put their hands on you. It doesn't faze you if you know who you are. And she said, you know who you are. And you know how we raised you, and we know that, no. She said, so there's no need for you to get in trouble or risk your life over words. And I think 4 of us always lived that way. You can say what you want. The person said something about my mom. I can't remember what it was. Of course, she had just passed maybe a week later. And the people were pissed because I didn't say anything. I thought, okay, but why do you want me to say anything? That's his thoughts. He don't know my mama. He didn't know my mother. He doesn't know my family. He doesn't know me on that level. So why do you want me to get angry with him? He can say whatever he wants. He's got that given right as an American, as a human being. I can't control what come out of your mouth. I can't even control your thoughts. You've got the right to do that or say that. Just don't touch me. I don't even hug people because, and that's another whole video. I have trust issues to a point where I don't let people in my space, so to speak. There's somebody was joking and said, well, BJ, you ain't got to worry about him being, social distancing. He been social distancing ever since I've known him. I said, right. I don't, it's something about being, people hugging you, and I just don't. I'm very guarded and very, very protective of my heart and my feelings and my emotions. So I think sometimes I get in trouble because I'm too rational with my thinking, I think. But it has protected me. It may have kept me out of a lot of possible relationships that I could have had in all these years, 25 plus years. But I can't go into why whatever, I just know that there's an area of protection that I have, a covering for me to protect my emotions and protect my heart, so that I don't get hurt. Because I went through stuff for maybe 5 years. It was just like wow, 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 and most of it, 99% of it, because it was because of other people. And I said to myself at this point, you know what? Get to know you and no longer allow people to control who you are. Get to know you first and then go from there. Once I got to really know who I was, it's a lot of crap that you put up with that you really don't have to. It's a lot of things that you listen to that didn't make sense, but because you were trying to be connected with this group of people or with that person, you just accepted it and went on, and it made you feel less adequate or less of an individual because you were hanging on to the thoughts of somebody else and not what you really thought. So once I learned that lesson, it's like, okay, everybody else need to back off, and I've been that way ever since. Um, I just have been very protective, but I didn't get angry. Like I told him, I said, well, my mom always said, they're gonna talk about you know, you're dead, whatever, you're sick, whatever. Especially if they know that. And then Food Junk, and like I said, Food Junk and Quantity and the others said, people on YouTube will use that as ammunition against you. But it's just your thoughts. And if you were somebody that was relevant in my life, I may have looked at it twice. But if you're somebody with irrelevancy who has nothing to do with anything that deals with my life, then I'm good. I'm so good with it. Say what you want, pull out pictures, post pictures, whatever. It's this little stuff to me that grown people do that I don't understand. Why would a 40-year-old man, why would Sean Bradley at his age sit up at his house or wherever he sits in the basement, make up somebody just to throw somebody off on YouTube? Is that serious to him? God help him. It's not that serious to me. There's so many other things and issues of life that I can be dealing with, and there's so many other things productive that I can be doing with. Why would I sit back and allow that evil aspect of me to come in and wreak havoc? See, that's all Sean Bradley is. Y'all can tell me whatever you want. He's demonic. He's the demon. He's the devil. I noticed some of the people over there, they say they're spiritual. They're demonic. They're of the devil. And their mindset is always on evil. Always. I have yet to see anything positive outside of them that came from the light that they say that they draw from. It's all evil. All of it. The intent may come out one way, but it all ends up evil. But most of you like the evilness, and that's great. Maybe I need to switch to being partially evil. Maybe some things will work out for me. I don't know. But that's all I was just thinking about. Just so many things that was going on, and with my father and with life and things that's happening. And I said, well, let me just share it. I know a lot of people don't watch me, but somebody will hear it and somebody will see it. And somebody will understand that they're not the only ones who may be taking care of someone who's ill or a loved one or something like that, and think that they're all alone in how they feel or feeling guilty about how they feel. No, don't. You're not by yourself. There's someone else out there who understands totally what you're going through, and I totally understand your thought process and how your heart is feeling. And I just want you to know, it doesn't help me a whole lot, but you're not alone. Even when you're going through, somebody that's going through it, still doesn't make your situation easier or lighter on you. But I do understand. And I just wanted to come and give you guys that update. And again, like I said, go check out J Dot's video regarding false prophets and false prophetess about Jay Wilson and Fabe. Yeah. And again, thank you guys. Hopefully you'll like the video. You hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. For those of you who are still with me, thank you. I thank God for you, and I pray that you're being safe in the midst of all the chaos in the real world. I'm not talking about this YouTube mess because this is YouTube. But in the real world, you're doing those things to take the very necessary precautions that you need to take. Even though some places are reopening up, for me, that's too soon. Already in Mississippi, they reopened up something, and 500 new cases of the coronavirus has now come upon them. 19 of them are deathly ill, and some of them have already passed. So just like with government, even though government runs whatever, they can't dictate when it comes to something like this. You're not playing with my life. I take my life in my own hands, and I'll do what I have to do until then, but you're not telling me to go anywhere. and this thing is still fresh and you don't really have a cure, and then the vaccine won't be ready until next year. So just be cautious and be safe. God loves you. Remember, I love you, but God loves you more. Bye-bye.